It's story time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to imagination's end. Through song and laugh, there's lots of learning, and the fun never ends. It's story time. Hi, everybody, and welcome to your Storytime Snippet of the Week. I'm Mrs. Allie with the Naples Library, and I'm here in the children's room broadcasting your Storytime Snippet. How is everybody doing this week? It's starting to get a little bit chillier, isn't it? Well, today, or this week, we're going to be talking about Native Americans. Native Americans were the first people who lived in this area. Before Europeans came over, the Native Americans lived here. So, who wants to hear a silly story? This is the best way that I can do this, I think. Who wants to hear a tale about a tail? Well, first let's talk about some animals that have tails, right? So dogs usually have tails. Cats usually have tails. Horses, cows, squirrels have big, bushy tails. What about bears? Bears have little tiny tails, don't they? Just basically a nub. Basically almost not a tail at all. Well, did you know that there are legends that way back when the first people lived here, that bears had tails? That's a legend. And I'm here to tell you the story about how the bears lost their tails. And that involves our friend the trickster, who's a coyote. Are you ready to learn all about the silly tale about a tail? All right, everybody. This is a very, very old story. This story was told by the first people who lived here a very long time ago, and they were called the Iroquois people. They lived off of the land, and they communicated with nature and all of the things that surrounded them. They would tell their children around campfires at night, they would tell their children all of these same tales that I'm going to tell you today. That's such an old story that I get to share with you. Except for instead of a fireplace, we're going to be sharing it in a computer screen. All right, here we go, everybody. The story about how the bear lost its tail. Let's scoot you here, close to our felt board. All right. Let's get everything situated here. Back in the old days, Bear had a tail, which was his proudest possession. It was long and black and glossy, and the bear used to wave it around just so that people would look at it. "Look at my tail," the bear would say as he walked through the forest. Well, Coyote saw this. Saw the bear waving his tail so proudly to everyone. And Coyote, as everyone knows, is a trickster. And a trickster likes nothing better than fooling others. So it was decided that Coyote was going to play a trick on Bear. It was the time of year when Hatho, the spirit of the frost and winter, had swept across the land. So everything was covered in snow. Coyote had cut a hole in the ice, in the deeper part of a pond. And he went to that hole, and he stuck his tail in that hole, and he pulled out 1, 2, 3, 4 fish. And he waited and waited until Brother Bear came meandering down the path. Well, let's move this so Brother Bear can come meandering. Oh, golly. He waited till Brother Bear came meandering down the path. "Greetings, brother," said the bear. "Oh, greetings. How are you on this fine day?" "I'm doing well, brother," he said, looking at all of the fish surrounding the coyote. "What are you doing?" "Well, I am fishing," said the coyote. "Would you like to try?" "Oh, yes," said Bear as he started to lumber over to Coyote's hole with an empty stomach. And everyone knows how much bears like to eat. So with that very empty stomach, Bear was very excited to fish in the same spot as Coyote. But Coyote stopped him. "Wait, brother," he said. "This place will not be good. As you can see, I have already caught all of the fish here. Let me make you a new fishing spot where you can catch just as many big trout." So Bear agreed with Coyote, and he followed him to a new place. A place where, as the Coyote knew very well, the lake was too shallow to catch winter fish. So the Coyote led the bear to this spot. And Bear said, "Oh, well, I cannot catch fish here. We can't catch fish except for in the deepest part of the pond. Everyone knows this." "Now, you must do as I tell you," said Coyote. "Clear your mind of all thoughts. You can catch fish here if you clear your mind. Do not even think of a song, or the fish will hear you. Turn your back to the hole and place your tail inside of it. Soon, a fish will come and grab your tail, and you can pull him out." So Bear dug a hole in the ice. He dug a hole in the ice. And he did as Coyote said. He put his tail down in the ice and faced the other direction. Coyote waited behind him, looking at the hole. "But how will I know if a fish has grabbed my tail, if my back is turned?" said the bear. "Well, I will hide over here where the fish cannot see me," said the Coyote. "When a fish grabs your tail, I will shout. Then you must pull as hard as you can to catch your fish. You must be very patient. Do not move at all until I tell you." "All right," said the gullible bear, and he stayed put. "I will do exactly as you say." He sat down next to the hole, placing his beautiful long tail into the icy water and turned his back. Coyote watched for some time to make sure that the bear was doing as he was told, and then, very quietly, Coyote crept off to his home for the night. Said Coyote, "I'm such a trickster. That dumb old bear is going to wait all night, and you won't catch one fish, not in the shallow part of the pond." What a silly bear. The Coyote woke up the next morning, and he went to go check on Bear. And when he got to the pond, all he could see was a big white lump in the middle of the pond. Oh, man. The spirit of Hathos had come in the night, and he had snowed all over the place, covering the silly old lumbering bear. The bear must have fallen asleep waiting. What a loyal friend he is. So Coyote went back to the ice-covered pond. And he heard Bear's snores so loud that you could hear them from the other side of the pond. So he started laughing at this silly bear. He started laughing and laughing. What a silly friend. What a silly trick. So Coyote crept to the other side of the bear and counted to 3. Can you count to 3 with me? Ready? 1, 2, 3. And Coyote said, "Now, Bear!" And at that time, Bear startled up. The snow flung off of him, and he's and pulled his tail as hard as he could out of the pond. And 1, 2, because the pond had frozen over that night, the bear pulled his tail off. The ice had trapped his tail underneath, and the bear wailed and wailed, "Oh no, my tail!" as it broke off, just like that. And Bear turned around to look at the fish he had caught. Instead of seeing the lovely fish, he saw his lovely tail caught in the ice. "Oh," he moaned, "Coyote, the trickster, I will catch you for this." Coyote was laughing so hard that he was rolling upside down in the snow. But even though he was laughing that hard, he was quick enough to get up and run away, laughing, "Ha ha ha ha, Bear." And the bear was too slow and too sad to catch him. So there it is. Even to this day, bears have short tails and no love at all for the trickster coyote. So if you ever walk through the forest and you hear a bear moaning, well, first of all, keep your distance from the bear. Bears are pretty dangerous. And second of all, know that they're moaning because their old friend Coyote had played such a trick on them that it cost them their tail for all of eternity. Now that's a silly tale about a tail, isn't it? Well, this tale was an old Iroquois tale. The Iroquois were the people who lived in this area. In fact, the Iroquois lived right in the Naples Valley. The people who lived in the Naples Valley were called the Seneca people. And if you'd like to know more about the Seneca people, you can go to the Naples Historical Society, or you can visit one of the many, many historical sites with lots of signage and information about the Iroquois people in this area. This story was retold in a compilation by Joseph Bruchak, and this book is called Turkey Brother, which I know it's backward on your screen, but this is a little book that we have at the library here, and it's totally full of old Native American folk tales. This is the one that I just told you about the bear. If you'd like to check this book out, just come in and let us know. We'll get that right off the shelf for you. All right, friends. Well, I hope you liked my silly little tale about a no-tail bear and a trickster coyote who are no longer friends. And on Friday, I'm going to read you some more stories about that were told originally by the Iroquois people in this area. So I hope to see you then. Tune in. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for coming to the Snippet today. Bye-bye.